Today we are talking about human-centered design. This is the biggest secret weapon used by the world's best companies like Apple and Google. But it's not just about making things look pretty. You can't learn this stuff just by looking at Dribble. Human-centered design is how you engineer your product so users actually use it instead of closing the tab. And if you learn this, you own the market. Now, I have seen thousands of products fail, and it's usually not just because the technology is bad. It's because nobody designed them for real people. This concept is the foundational building block that powers every successful app you use, and I'm just going to give it to you. The 4 laws and the 5 steps process to get people addicted to your product without them even knowing why. Let's be honest. There is nothing more painful than spending 3 months building a feature, shipping it, and then silence. You watch the analytics and nobody clicks it. Most teams react to this by blaming the user. They say the user just doesn't get it, but deep down you know the truth. The problem isn't them. You built what you wanted, not what they needed. And until you accept that, you are just gambling with your time. Now, you need to trust that this works. This isn't just my opinion. This comes from the godfather of design, Don Norman. Originally, designers called this user-centered design. But Norman said, wait, users aren't components, they are people. He flipped the script. So we shifted the focus from users to humans, and eventually to humanity. If you follow this, you aren't just guessing anymore. You are using a proven psychological framework to ensure your product fits into the user's brain. I break this down into 4 simple rules. Think of these like gates. You have to get your product through these 4 gates before you write a single line of code. Rule 1, focus on people. Stop designing for users or systems. Design for people. The secret is to design with them, not just for them. If a person gets stuck, that's not their fault. It means the design is broken. Rule 2, solve the right problem. Bad design solves the wrong problem perfectly. If you misunderstand the core pain point, every solution you build is nonsense. You have to look one level deeper. Don't fix the symptom, fix the root cause. Rule 3, everything is a system. Nothing stands alone. If you change one small part, you affect the whole thing. It's not just the screen, it is the person, their environment, and their tools. Everything is connected. If you ignore the big picture, you lose. Rule 4, test and repeat. You won't get it right the first time. So stop trying to be perfect. Small steps are better than big plans. Test it, fix it, then do it again. Here is where most teams mess up. They skip the people part and jump straight to A/B testing at the end. That is not human-centered design. That is gambling. You need a process to engineer the success. I break this down into 5 actionable steps to close the gap between a flop and a billion-dollar product. Step 1, engage real people. Go outside, stop building personas in a dark room. Talk to humans. Step 2, understand the context. Context changes everything. A cashier in a busy supermarket has a different brain state than a cashier in a quiet coffee shop. Same job, opposite reality. Step 3, define real requirements. Needs come before features. Don't just make a wish list of cool features. That is a trap. You need to define the problem first. For example, a user doesn't need a search bar. They need to find things quickly. If you skip this, you will build the wrong thing very fast. Clarity beats speed. Step 4, prototype early. This is the biggest cheat code. Make it cheap, make it fast. Test the idea before it costs you money. Step 5, evaluate and loop. Testing doesn't fix design. It just filters out the bad stuff. Improvement happens when you fix the process. So, we have covered the pain, the principles, and the process. Human-centered design isn't a trend, it is a discipline. If you follow these steps, focus on people, solve the right problem, and iterate, you will build something people actually love. I have just given you the map, but if you want to know exactly how to generate those ideas that fit into the system, That's called design thinking. And that is exactly what I'm breaking down in the next video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. See you on the next one. Bye.